Presented by Fields Auto Group.
Beautiful weather, a lot nicer tonight. Cubs and Metropolitans ready for Game 2 of a 4-game weekend series from the Big Apple. We'll get you ready for all the action here on NBC Sports Chicago Plus. Hello, welcome in to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group with David DeJesus and Doug Glanville. I'm David Kaplan. Cubs are playing better baseball. Good win last night. Quintana was excellent.
Yeah, he was moving the ball around, getting ahead of hitters. Strike one is huge for him. Then he can start moving the fastball up and down, and his changeup has been a big pitch for him this year. So it's just getting momentum now. Now he needs to put 2 good starts in a row because he's been very inconsistent this season so far.
Well, I like how he worked his way out of the 3rd inning. You know, it showed a lot where even he had the early walk, he was still able to kind of find the big pitch when he needed it. So that's a big confidence boost because he put up donuts the entire game. So even when he was against the Rocks, he was able to kind of find his way through.
All right, and they get good pitching there. They'll try and get it tonight from Tyler Chatwood, who has struggled his last 2 outings. It's almost time to get interactive with the show. Get your mobile laptop or tablet ready. Head to NBCSportsChicago.com/vote. A few minutes, we will bring you our live fan vote. We'll weigh in as well. But let's go back to Jose Quintana from last night. Big start. He needs, as you said, to get on a roll here. He's got to start stringing them together. Thought he did a real good job locating, and when he had to make a big pitch in a big spot, he did that.
Yeah, and I like the explosion on the fastball. You saw the movement in the zone. I mean, those pitches are out over the plate, but his movement was so late and had so much life on it, they were swinging through it. And that's a great sign because now he's basically opened up the entire zone. And of course, you're throwing fastballs. You can drop a bender like that, change speeds. And when he finds his location, all of it comes together.
In addition, his velocity was up.
Yeah, it's great to see. That's been the problem for him. Inconsistent with velocity and leaving pitches over the middle. He was attacking with that fastball, like you said, Doug, and he was throwing it. He was convicted of him throwing it, and that's great to see. When he's convicted and putting pitches where he wants to, he's one of the better pitchers in the game.
I also thought that big play was with the bases loaded. He made the play at first and almost nonchalanted a little as he reached for the bag and just beat, I think, Brandon Nemo.
I think that was on Rizzo more than Quintana.
Yeah, the throw was a little high,
too. High. You know, Rizzo's really quality at just putting it right there. I think it may be a little pine tar in the glove, stuck to his hand.
Air there.
Yeah.
You guys would know.
Exactly. We don't cheat around here.
All right, time for our if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Time for our bona fide starting pitching matchup. Chatwood, Wheeler. Tyler Chatwood goes to the bump, and he has got to pitch well. Zach Wheeler's got really good stuff. Chatwood's problem all season long has been his command. He's walked 45 batters, by far the most in all of Major League Baseball, and his whip is a brutal 1.76. Doug, this guy has really good stuff, but how do you harness it?
I mean, he has to find a way to throw strikes, clearly, or use that nasty stuff that gets players to chase out of the zone. Those are the ways you get those strikes, but the location has been poor. It's been inconsistent. I'm actually amazed that his ERA is only 4.10. That is incredible. I mean, 40 hits, 45 walks, 1.7 whip. I mean, that's a lot of base runners. So either he's battling out of it or his bullpen has really picked him up when he's left runners on base. So it's worked so far. We know that his numbers were elevated because he was in Colorado last year, but now that sort of road effect that he had last year where he pitched well has to translate for the Cubs at Wrigley. But the stuff is there. It's just a matter of him getting deep in the game, especially with guys like Edwards Jr. out. You want to get deeper in that game to not tax the bullpen.
Yeah, 2 2/3, you can't do that. But his stuff is dirty, but strike one is key for him. If he can get strike one, then you can be extra dirty and guys will go out of the zone. But if they're in hitters' counts, they're going to take that pitch that's way out of the zone. They're just going to wait for something over the middle the plate, and that's why he's getting hurt in certain situations.
You know, he throws, we've seen him this year sit comfortably, 95, 96, really good hammer. But what do you say to him if he says, look, I'm going to take a little off of it to get better command, and then it gets hit?
I say go ahead. You know, I think it's command. He needs command right now. 45 walks and 44 strikeouts. You can't do that in the big leagues. That's not big league pitching right there. He's a 5th starter, but on any other team, I mean, that's not good.
Probably
That's
not keeping
good,
your spot.
So he's got to be better.
Well, you can't survive. It's not sustainable. That's why I'm saying that 4.10. I mean, you can't keep that up.
It's eventually going to balloon.
That many walks, that's a lot of base runners, and the hitters eventually are just going to kind of tie them together. So, I mean, yes, the stuff is, you hear Joe Madden talk how much he loves Chatwood, and I get it. The stuff is there. So now he's the guy that they need to get deeper into the game, especially when, Darvish is out and you don't have that bona fide ace and you're trying to figure it out. You need the guy who's like that fourth, fifth guy to really pick it up.
All right. Well, Joe Madden was asked about his struggling fifth starter after last night's ball game. Of course, Chatwood goes tonight. Here's Joe talking about Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, he's been working really hard with Hick. I think they both sound pretty optimistic. I am. I'm a big Chatwood fan. I think this once he gets it in gear, he's going to take off because his stuff is that good. The ball moves in different ways. It's really sharp. He throws a lot of ground balls. He's capable of striking good hitters out. It's there, man.
All right, so there's Joe Madden. He believes in this guy. You guys know Joe. You played for Joe. It seems like even when you're struggling, he's always got your back.
He's just a positive influence. He's always behind you. He's always encouraging you. And the good thing about Joe, he wants to get to know you off the field more than on the field. He wants to know how you tick. So in moments where you can be going off the rails, he knows how to bring you back and keep building you up because he knows you inside and out.
And he talks all the time about buying in, right? Buying in. He has a philosophy, an approach, a strategy, and he stays with it. He's like, okay, hang with me. I believe in Chatwood. He's going to get that ball every fifth day. He stays with it, and it helps players to know, okay, I have a role, and I got to play in this. And the team is still successful this season. They're not like 30 games out or something. So that makes a big difference as a player.
All right. Also, big news last night. It finally happened again. Javi Baez drew a walk for the first time since April 11th last night. Joe Madden remarked after the game, we should have got the ball for him. That brings his walk total up to 7 on the entire season. First unintentional walk since April 7th. It snaps a span of 183 plate appearances between unintentional walks. Doug, that, much like you said on Chatwood, that cannot be a sustainable model.
Well, you have to, but first of all, he's been able to show power line to line. And he has the ability to kind of get away with it because he has that kind of skill set. So, yes, it's difficult. He's not going to be the leadoff guy with a 400 on-base percentage. And when he's aggressive and he's on, I mean, he is doing a lot of damage. So it is paying off for the most part. But, his batting average and on-base percentage are always going to be pretty close together if you only have, 7, 8, 9 walks or so. So that is a challenge.
It's tough. And if the Mets pitcher threw it anywhere close to that plate yesterday, he was swinging. So Javi Baez, that's who he is, and you got to take the good with the bad right now. And as long as he can keep getting on base, keep working the other way, because as we talk about, use the big part of the park. When he's going good, he's going right center and going the other way. When he starts getting pull happy, that's when that OBP, that's when his average will go back down. And then people will be, all right, hey, we need some more walks from you.
All right, I want to ask you guys something else about him, but let's hear first from Javi, who was asked about that free pass after the win last night.
Yeah, I mean, I was seeing the ball good. I took a big swing, too. And, felt great. I think it was since April 11 or something like that. But, I mean, it's not going that bad for me without a walk, so I'll take that.
Yeah, we forgot to get the ball. We should have done the ball. I did talk about it during the game. I was too busy at that point. I'm trying to figure some stuff out, so I did not call for the ball, which I should have.
You realize that?
And not for him, for me.
Yeah, he told me. He was like, I was so close to get the ball. He should. It was going to be even funnier. So.
Yeah, I did say to might have been Hick or Hyder, I said this ball is going to almost hit him from the not swinging.
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
You're not going to make a habit of this, though, right?
No. I mean, I don't go out there looking for a walk, so as long as the pitcher's there, I'm swinging.
All right, take me inside the mind of a hitter. I remember asking a player from the Dominican who was with the Cubs, and he goes, hey, dude, you don't walk off the island. We learned to hit down there.
Right.
But you guys were good at grinding at bats, working walks. It seems like he almost revels in the fact that he doesn't want to walk.
Well, first, you're giving me too much credit. I did not walk that much. I mean, I relate to Baez.
This guy did.
Yeah, he was much better than the guy. So, and I was a leadoff guy trying to, get on, but I got on mostly by hitting. Now, the challenge for hitters like Baez is their chase. You got to watch their chase percentage. Are they chasing balls out of the zone when they're swinging? Because if they're doing that, that's when they get in trouble. It's not, he's swinging at balls he can handle. That's one thing. But when your zone gets so big that you're chasing balls over your head, in and out, and you start, you saw him in the postseason a couple years ago, like you're just expanding the zone. Now this guy, Batista, was so wild, you didn't really see that. But the guys that have really good command and can expand and use your aggressiveness against you, that's where he starts to get in trouble. And but once again, I watch his chase percentage to see where is he expanding, and if they're so far to the zone, it's not in zones that he can hit in. Because if you have an ability to hit bad pitches successfully, you still can be successful.
I trusted myself. I was a leadoff hitter just like you, but I wanted to see as many pitches as I could. I wanted to get 0-2 and work my way back because I knew that if I can shoot the ball the other way, if this guy's not throwing 100 plus, I can get to a fastball. That's the one thing I knew. I can get to a fastball. I trusted myself to use the whole field. But I'm a leadoff hitter. Javi Baez is a guy, he's a run producer. He's a guy that's going to hit it out of the park. So it's different mentalities for different guys, but that's who he is. That's who, and the Cubs know that.
Always going to be.
That's going to be him.
That guy. In fact, Cubs front office has laughed. When they were in San Diego, Jed and Jason were like, he wasn't even on our list. We weren't taking him, and he ended up going one pick in front of them anyway. All right, let's take a look at the Cubs lineup for tonight against Zach Wheeler. Same hitters at the top as last night. Zobrist, Hayward, Bryant, Rizzo. Albert Almora gets the start, thank goodness, against the right-handed Wheeler. Baez at second, batting sixth. Addison Russell back in the lineup after a night off. Wilson Contreras sits, so it's Chris Jimenez at catcher hitting eighth. And the pitcher is Tyler Chatwood. How about the month of May for Anthony Rizzo? He was 149 on April 30. He hit 303, 408, 576 with 7 bombs, 28 knocked in May. That's a good month.
That's heating up. That's Anthony Rizzo, and expected again this next month. He played in some games in April where it was freezing, 29 degrees, 30 degrees a couple times. So he's going to get back to who he is, and maybe around 270 by the end of June. Don't be afraid to see that, Anthony.
Never know.
Go for it, kid.
Right. Well, nobody expected him to hit 149 on the season, so it was just a matter of time. And once again, the team, whether you mentioned Baez about being aggressive, well, you have Chris Bryant, you have other guys that can walk and work counts, and so it's a collective unit, and everybody has their strengths. So when Rizzo was struggling, other guys picked it up, and now he's heating up now.
And I'm glad to see Almora, and I know Joe says it's unsophisticated when you guys micromanage his lineup. I just like the best defensive center fielder in the National League out in our lineup.
Hey, I would have played a lot longer if that was the league's mentality.
There you go. All right, time for our Miller Lite Cubs fan poll. The vote, visit NBCSportsChicago.com/vote. You don't need a special app. Just visit that website, get interactive with David, Doug, and with me. Today's question is, we are 2 months into the 2018 season. Are you at all worried about the Chicago Cubs? Yes or no? How would you vote?
No, they're fine. They're in a good spot right now. The Brewers are up there, but they're 1-7 against the Cubs. The Cubs have a good record. The last couple of years against the Brewers, they're going to be fine. Everything's okay.
I'm not worried at all. I mean, not at all. I mean, they are going to hit their stride. Joe Madden and the strategy of the Cubs has been to kind of stick with a plan early on. It's like try your different matchups, and then all of a sudden, the guys get into that rhythm. He knows who to put out there, and they're going to have something left in the tank at the end of the season. So they're a team that really knows how to get into that next gear and really run through the finish line.
Yeah, the way I would answer the question, the way it's phrased, no, absolutely not. Now, are there things, and every team could say that they get worried about? I want to see Darvish healthy and pitching well. I want Carl Edwards' shoulder to be all right because he's such a great weapon in the bullpen. But those are small things versus the big picture. No, I still think they're the best team in the National League.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I mean, I think they have so many different tools in so many different ways, and they've weathered times where certain things have failed them. Their rotation was struggling, throwing a lot of walks, and they were still there. So they haven't even played their best baseball as a unit yet. So that's what gives you optimism. They're still in the mix.
And if you look in the NL, there's not that many teams. There's not 4 or 5 teams better than the Cubs. So at the least, and there's no way that, I feel they're definitely wild card for sure.
Yeah.
But I see them winning the division by the end of the season.
We'll find out. All right, we are just getting started on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Speaking of beginnings, today marks the start of one of the greatest months in the history of baseball. Sammy Sosa's remarkable June of 1998. We'll revisit Slammin' Sammy's crazy June coming up. And don't forget, still time for you to give Feldco a call. 25 minutes or so till first pitch. 866-4FEL-DC. We'll get you out to Citi Field in a little bit.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
At Fields, we're known for our complimentary loaners. Hello, I'm Dan Fields. But now, you can take one home and keep it during our annual loaner sales event.
Going on now at Fields BMW Northfield. Get 0% APR financing on all 2017 loaners for up to 60 months. Over 35 in stock.
Best of all, no matter what you're driving, we have a loaner for you to take home and keep.
During Fields BMW Northfield annual loaner sales event.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's see who delivers more. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. The others don't. We offer up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. Everyone else? No way. We let calls from any of your devices come from your business number. Them, not so much. We let you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. The others? Nope. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month when you get 2 voice mobility lines. Call or go online today.
What a beautiful day. He's so dirty. Call Four Seasons.
Dirty air conditioner? Clean it up with a Four Seasons AC tune-up. Lower utility bills, increase AC lifespan, and guarantee a breakdown-free season for only $89.95.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
Injuries can happen, whether you're working out or playing sports. At the Amita Health Orthopedics Institute, we understand that you want to return to your active life pain-free. That's why we offer a sports medicine outreach program that connects you to sports medicine doctors, surgeons, specialists, and rehabilitation therapists. To learn more or make an appointment, visit amitahealth.org/ortho or call 844-366-0615. Amita Health, in sickness and in health.
I like it sweet.
I like it hot.
Red gravy.
Baptize it.
Make it cheesy.
Make it hurt.
North side.
South side.
There's one thing both sides agree on.
Bona beef.
Bona, the original and most flavorful Italian beef.
David Kaplan's wardrobe today was provided by Bonobos. Visit one of their Chicago guide shops or find your fit at bonobos.com.
Sosa sent to drive, deep left, forget about that, baby. Welcome back, Sammy. It's like he never left.
And young Ryan Dempster, who came in with an ERA of 31+, has seen it go up.
And Sosa has just crushed that ball deep into the seats in left. It is a 2-home run game for Sosa.
Sammy with 15 home runs, 44 driven in. And you certainly have to start thinking about all-star game considerations for Sammy Sosa.
How about these eye-popping stats? In the month of June, 20 home runs, 40 RBIs, a slug of 842, an OPS of 1173. Look at that, plate appearances to home run. The total bases, 96. 20 of his 34 hits were home runs in the month. That's almost 60%. You played with him. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Well, I played against him that month, and every time he played us, it was hitting the ball across the street. I mean, you know, he had more hits than singles, home runs than singles, and
it was insane.
Yeah, it was literally, and you know, they weren't cheap. That's the thing. They were across the street on the walkway. I remember Toby Borland, you know, the sidearm guy. I think he he went like downtown Chicago, like State Street
Still
or somewhere
rolling?
down there. Yeah, I mean, really an incredible feat.
Yeah, he never put them in the basket. They were bombs.
Right.
That was an incredible summer that was for Sammy Sosa. 1998 was such a special season for the Cubs franchise and baseball as a whole. You were on the 97 team the year before. Did you see 98 becoming what it did for Sammy? He was a good player in 97.
Yeah, I did. I thought he was really an incredible player. I mean, you think back to, well, there was one moment, I remember Corey Lytle. I remember thinking of that, and may he rest in peace. I played with him, but great curveball, and Sosa's ability to stay and hit it the other way. You know, just, he always could spray the ball around. He could have hit probably for a higher average if he chose, but he, you know, he developed this power stroke where it became obviously much more about the pull game. But I watched him be this ability to hit multiple kinds of pitches to all fields. That was a sign of a player that wasn't just your prototypical, oh, I'm going to be a power hitter and strike out. He had a plan, and as you can see here, just all over the ballpark he had power.
Yeah, it was amazing. When we interviewed him a couple of months back now, he said that he watched tape before the season of 98. He goes, and I wanted to imitate one particular hitter, and that was Chipper Jones. He said, I looked at it and I went, I want to hit like that guy. And all of a sudden he hit 308.
Did he toe tap? Was Sammy Sosa toe tapping a little bit?
I mean, he had a tap going, well, I don't know about the one flap down thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
But that's a good guy to model because he, I mean, even though Jones stepped in the bucket, he was still able to go the other way. He saw that ability to carve it the opposite field with
Sammy's
power.
power was insane. The Braves hosted the Nationals last night. The organist for the Braves strikes again, trolling Bryce Harper before his first at-bat. Take a listen. Little go, Cubs, go, as Bryce Harper came to the plate. And even Davey Martinez found it funny. I think it's hilarious.
That's awesome.
The level of trolling going on is very impressive. Now, organists, everybody's involved now. Twitter, whatever you call it. It's like everybody's getting out.
And then he plays into it. He names his dog Wrigley. And then he tweeted, we were doing the post-game show on one of the divisional series games. The Nationals win, and he sends a picture of Wrigley. Can't wait to see this place again, or something like that. We're like, boy, his teammates must just hate that.
He's just a pot stirrer.
Yeah,
you know, Bryce.
He is.
Yes,
All right, we'll get the keys to the game next on Cubs Pregame Live.
I like it sweet.
I like it hot.
Red gravy.
Baptize it.
Make it cheesy.
Make it hurt.
North side.
South side.
There's one thing both sides agree on.
Bona beef.
Bona, the original and most flavorful Italian beef.
Here's how Old Dominion puts together a winning performance. It takes precision, like how we're #1 in claims prevention. It takes hustle, like our over 99% on-time rate. And it takes consistently going the distance to earn our fans' loyalty. That's why we're #1 in customer satisfaction. Old Dominion, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
I'm attorney Howard Aiken with Cubs superstar Javi Baez.
Making it look easy on the field takes a hard work. If you need legal help, call Howard.
It's hard to make law as exciting as Javi makes playing second base, but if you need help with an injury case, call me.
312-6
Turf napping. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are. Hold up. Why would anyone steal turf?
Hey, Ricky, do you know why anyone would steal a large patch of turf?
No, no idea.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Free installation?
That's right, free installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Now that's hot.
It's Feldco's hottest sale of the year. Free installation.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Time for the Amita Health Injury Report. And we take a look and see a few names still there. You've got Yu Darvish with the right triceps tendonitis. The MRI came back clean. You've got Carl Edwards Jr. with right shoulder inflammation. And Eddie Butler's been dealing with that right groin strain, and he has started to throw, but that's been a real nagging problem. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Let's check out the results of our Miller Lite Cubs fan poll question. 2 months into the 18th season, are you worried about your Cubs? And you say, let's take a look at the numbers up on our screen. They'll come up for us in a second. We'll get those to you. We'll get them. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming.
Hold it.
Hold it. Hold it.
Maybe we should go
again.
To something.
I voted no. You voted no. You voted no.
That
so
should be
there
panic.
You go.
No panic.
50-some% are say 55% say no, they are not worried. 45% are worried.
Yeah, that's a good amount of people.
It's a lot of worry.
Typical Cub fans. They always worry. All right, time for our Fields Auto Group keys to tonight's ball game. And let's take a look at key number 1, brought to you by the Fields Auto Group. Take it away, David.
It's adjustments. In the bullpen sessions this week, he worked on a couple things: shorten his stride, get out over the ball. You will know early on in this game if that's has come for him. Is he positive with that? And hopefully for Chatwood, he can get ahead of pitchers and build confidence early in the game.
All right, key number 2, Doug.
Yeah, I got to stick with Chatwood on this one. We're talking about throwing strikes and going deep in the ball game, which is kind of connected. If he can get those strikes, even if it's swinging strikes, getting the chase, but he's around the zone, then he goes deep. Of course, you save your bullpen, and of course, you get that sort of confidence to use your defense. Hey, they're out there.
Let them make plays.
And they're good defenders.
All right, your key performer is Chatwood.
I am sticking with that.
I'm going to go with Riz.
My son Brett's going with Riz. He just texted me.
Kid.
And I am going to go with Ben Zobrist right at the top of the lineup. All right, have a wonderful rest of your evening, a great weekend. We'll see you on the post-game show coming up.
Kansas City, Topeka.
At Fields, we're known for our complimentary loaners. Hello, I'm Dan Fields. But now, you can take one home and keep it during our annual loaner sales event.
Going on now at Fields Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. You can buy a certified 2017 Jeep Patriot loaner with an MSRP of $28,975 for only $18,977 during the spring sales event.
Best of all, no matter what you're driving, we have a loaner for you to take home and keep.
During Fields Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram annual loaner sales event.
I like it sweet.
I like it hot.
Red gravy.
Baptize it.
Make it cheesy.
Make it hurt.
North side.
South side.
There's one thing both sides agree on.
Bona beef.
Bona, the original and most flavorful Italian beef.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's see who delivers more. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. The others don't. We offer up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. Everyone else? No way. We let calls from any of your devices come from your business number. Them, not so much. We let you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. The others? Nope. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month when you get 2 voice mobility lines. Call or go online today.
Take heed. Taco Bell's Naked Chicken Chalupa Menace is back, along with a spicy new wilder version, a.k.a. the Hot Daddy-O, a.k.a. the Flaming Phoenix, a.k.a. the Spicy Chicky Choop Choop. At least, that's what the youths call them.
I have literally never said Spicy Chicky Choop Choop before.
You just did, Jerry. You just did. So when it comes to Taco Bell's mild or wild Naked Chicken Chalupas, heed my advice and say no to spice.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
Beautiful night here in New York as we start the month of June, and the Cubs having a nice start to the road trip. They have taken 3 of the first 4, including a 5-1 win in the series opener last night here at Citi Field. Welcome to Cubs baseball. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The fog has cleared. It's a nice summer evening here in New York, and Ben Zobrist in a nice stretch had the game-winning homer in Game 1.
Yeah, 3 hits in the game last night for Zoe. He's 5 out of 15 on the road trip. Triple shy of the cycle in the ball game last night. Just the swings he's taking here of late, really, really good. Really been the case all year long for him. He's on top of fastballs. Bat speed is outstanding. He's starting to hit for a little bit more power. Slugging numbers are on the rise. He's got the batting average up to 291 now. He's been good from both sides of the plate. That was the case last night as well, as he singled and homered as a left-handed hitter and then doubled into the gap from the right side.
And you see what he's done here as of late. 3 of his 4 home runs have come over the last 9 games. So the pitching matchup tonight, Tyler Chatwood will oppose Zach Wheeler. In the case of Chatwood, he needs to throw strikes.
Yeah, simple as that. The stuff is there. The mechanics obviously have been a little bit of an issue, perhaps a crisis of confidence. The good news on the road, he's been pretty good with a 2.53 ERA. He's gotten away with a lot of walks. You see 18 walks versus 16 innings in those 4 road starts. Zach Wheeler, he's had a miserable time here in his home ballpark. He's 0-4 with a 736.
Cubs are 4 games back of first place Milwaukee in the Central. The Mets in danger of dipping below 500 for the first time this season. Always fun when we come to New York. It's Game 2 of this weekend series next.
When we set out to brew a light beer, there came a moment of truth. When we had to choose more taste or fewer calories. We chose both. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
Sometimes a day at the ballpark is more than just a day at the ballpark.
All military members stand and be recognized.
Sometimes fans cheer for those who wear a different uniform. No matter where or when you served, T-Mobile stands ready to serve you. That's why we're providing half-off family lines to all military.
Stuffed crust to be hot rookie sensation from Pizza Ranch. Amazing in the stretch, and it's got a meeting right out of their hands. You can kiss that crust goodbye. Pizza Ranch for the win.
Straight up and relevant to you. We're all about that on the NBC 5 News at 10. Weather, our storm team gets you ready for whatever, because this is normal for Chicago. Shady business? That doesn't fly with us. NBC 5 investigates for you. Sports, catch more than scores. And the folks who are putting neighbor back in neighborhood, we got a lot of those stories that are making a difference. Keep it here. We'll keep it relevant to you. Rob Stafford, Allison Rosati, and the NBC 5 News at 10.
Your summer starts here with a great deal on a new Toyota.
It's the final days to get great deals, like 0% APR financing for 60 months on a spacious new 2018 Highlander.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
A little less conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark, a little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Don't procrastinate, don't articulate, girl, it's getting late. You just sit and wait around. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan, back in our downtown Chicago studios. The Cubs bullpen recently lost a little bit of its power. Carl Edwards Jr. heading to the disabled list with right shoulder inflammation. But Joe Maddon's still very confident in the group to get the job done.
Yeah, I just have to move it around a little bit differently, but Stropey could do that stuff, Cishek, but Rosario I think would be the real outlier here along with Justin Wilson. Rosario, you've seen can get out righties and lefties, so it'll be interesting to pop him in there a little bit more often. Listen, you're always going to miss C.J. Edwards, anybody would, but I think if I move it around well enough, I think all these guys can have some success.
That is going to put a ribbon on it from our downtown Chicago studios. We'll see you after Cubs Mets for the post-game show. Have a great evening, everybody, and a great start to your weekend.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
What inspired Fresh Start LA was my need to give back. We collect donations and set up a real store where kids can come in and shop for free. The kids walk out with not only new clothes, but with hope. I think that's greatness. Greatness is within reach. The HR-V from Honda.
I'm very proud of the fact that I serve. I was a C-130 mechanic in the Corps, so I'm not happy unless my hands are dirty. Between running a business and 4 kids, we're busy. Auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance policies, knowing that USAA will always have my back. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. They're like a friend of the family. We're the Cochran family, and we'll be USAA members for life.
Save by bundling USAA home and auto insurance. Get a quote today.
Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, Through It All. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Cubs and Mets, Game 2. Visitors a 5-1 winner last night. Much nicer weather. Clear skies above. And here's the Cubs Southwest starting lineup that will face right-hander Zach Wheeler. Ben Zobrist leading off again. Jason Hayward in the number 2 spot. Once again hitting .299 against righties. Bryant, Rizzo, Almora, and Baez in the middle of the order. Russell, Jimenez making his second start this week, and Chatwood 7 through 9.
And we'll take a peek at the Mets defensively here. Nimmo played right last night. You'll find him in left tonight. Conforto center Jay Bruce was the first baseman yesterday. You find him in his customary right field position today. The guys on the right side of the infield have about 23 years of Major League service between them. The guys on the left side of the infield have about a year. Devin Mesoraco is the catcher, and the Lexus Experience Amazing starting pitcher for the Mets tonight is Zach Wheeler, 28-year-old right-hander, making his 10th start. He is 2-4 with a 5.40 ERA. A former first-round draft pick. He's got a really good arm. He's got good stuff. Just having a hard time putting it all together. And what the
10-year veteran Adrian Johnson will work the plate, lives in Texas in the offseason. Trip Gibson at first, Chad Whitson at second, and the crew chief Brian Gorman is over at third. So Zobrist will lead it off.
It's Zoe against Zach. Wheeler 6'4", 195. Reminds me physically of Shane Reynolds.
Often injured. And a fastball at 96 for a strike to get us started. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Zobrist gets a hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. 77 degrees at game time. Swing and a miss. Wheeler's big league season actually started a little late. He made one start at AAA. And they wanted to make sure they brought him into the mix slowly due to his past arm issues.
He did not pitch in the big leagues in 2015 and 2016. Last year, he was shut down in July. It was done for the rest of the year after July 24th. Had a stress reaction. I'm not sure what a stress reaction is, but he had one. Tommy John surgery prior to the 2015 season. That's what shut him down. So the only year really that he's been a full-time big leaguer, 2014, he made 32 starts that year, was 11-11 with a 3.54 ERA. So good stuff is in there. He's been experimenting a little bit with a split finger pitch. Adrian Gonzalez kind of recommended that he do that. Four-seam fastball more than sinkers. Slider better than the curveball, and he'll throw the split in the changeup.
Nice job by Zobrist to work the count. 8 pitches and counting. Here comes a 3-2. He walked him. So the leadoff man is aboard, and it brings up Jason Hayward, who has 8 hits over his last 3 games. His batting average has gone up 40 points. And really good numbers against Wheeler, 8 for 21 with 2 homers. So Joe riding the hot hand and moving Hayward up in the order.
Yeah, with him hot, with Zobrist doing what he's doing, it's a really good look right now at the top of the Cubs batting order.
First pitch swinging, and Jason not real pleased with that result as Conforto tumbles over the shortstop Rosario. And there are probably, what, 20,000 people wearing a number 30 Conforto jersey tonight?
Is this Conforto night at the ballpark?
It is Conforto jersey night.
Oh.
Or did you just think they're...
I didn't know. I hadn't
a lot of
noticed.
fans in front of us rooting.
I hadn't even checked them out yet. Yeah,
they're everywhere.
It's like he's in some kind of a witness protection program, and they're all Conforto. We are all Confortos tonight.
Chris Bryant with 1 on and 1 out. 2 hits last night. Reached 3 times. Takes 97. Low and in. Wheeler has never had success in this ballpark. A career .519 Citi Field ERA, and he got knocked around in his last start against the Cubs here almost a year ago. Broken bat flare, shallow right. It's a base hit. Zobrist will get to second easily. Two on for Anthony Rizzo.
Just a little lazy pop-up into shallow right field, but Bruce is playing deep.
What do we got going on with the Knox Sox tonight? Bryant and Rizzo. Zobrist, as he sometimes does, has the stirrups.
Well, I don't know.
Almora on deck, same thing. Swing and a miss. So some fashion coordination tonight for the Cubs. Wheeler turned 28 on Wednesday. Ball, 1 strike.
Mets got Wheeler at a trade deadline deal July 2011 from the Giants, a deal that sent Carlos Beltran to San Francisco.
Off the outside corner.
At the time, he was a minor leaguer with tremendous upside, and the thinking was, oh my goodness, the Mets are putting together this unbelievable rotation with Harvey and Syndergaard and DeGrom and Wheeler and so on and so forth, and things really have not worked out all that well. Did go to the World Series in 2015. Wheeler was hurt, though. He was not a part of that.
Carlos Beltran retired in the offseason after a fine 2-decade career in the major leagues.
Mesoraco's got one idea and Wheeler's got another, and they're trying to sort it all out here.
Nice month of May. He went into the month at 149 and enters June at 237 on the season. (3-2) and a ground ball to first. Gonzalez up with it. They'll get one. They'll get them both. It goes 3-6 to 1. An inning-ending double play. Mets coming up against right-hander Tyler Chatwood when we return to New York.
Checking 2 bags? That'll be $0 extra. Want to change your flight? $0 for that. Live TV? Tack on $0. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Book yours at southwest.com.
5-Hour Energy can get you back to 100%. It can even get you to the 2018 MLB All-Star Game.
Now batting, Jose Altuve.
Buy any 5-Hour Energy product, including Cherry Extra Strength. Snap a picture of your receipt and send it in. Your trip to the MLB All-Star Game could be in the bag. 5-Hour Energy, official partner of the MLB All-Star Game.
This is the Ford F-150. It's got best-in-class towing, payload, and torque. The tech you need, plus the style you want in a special STX appearance package. And F-150 is Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. Get your F-150 STX while supplies last. Now get an F-150 STX for $199 a month or $9,296 in total savings. Hurry while supplies last.
Now the Mets Southwest starting lineup, they did add a bench player today to their roster, switch hitting Jose Lobaton, so they've got 3 catchers currently. Nimmo, Cabrera, Conforto, followed by Mesoraco, Bruce, and Gonzalez. Guillorme, the pitcher, bats 8th, and Rosario 9th.
Cubs defensively, Ben Zobrist will play left field tonight. Albert Almora Jr. is in center. Jason Hayward is in right. Bryant, Russell, Baez, Rizzo third to first. Jimenez behind the plate, and our Lexus Experience Amazing starting pitcher is right-hander Tyler Chatwood in pursuit of his 4th win. Got a 4.10 ERA, but the story is the walks. Didn't have to eliminate them, just keep them down. We've been working hard in the bullpen between starts. We'll see how it goes.
And I think you came up with the answer. Tyler Chatwood. Let's see how he wears his pants, and all of his teammates on the field tonight doing it exactly the same way. Yeah. So maybe lending some moral support. That one missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes. So what's the simple mechanical tweak he made?
Well, trying to just clean up his delivery a little bit in terms of taking the ball out of his glove, trying to take it out early, and then he has a tendency to want to tap it. You know, if you can recall watching him pitch. Takes the ball out of the glove, and then we'll go back in and kind of tap it, and they're trying to clean that up to make it all one piece.
And a strike. It's 3-1 on Nimmo, who had 2 of the Mets' 4 hits last night.
And having a very nice year. .431 on base percentage, OPS up over 1,000.
Yeah, he'll make you work. Back in it. Among all players with at least 140 plate appearances, he's 5th in weighted on base average, .429. So having a very good first 2 months, and he does draw the walk.
Now the challenge mentally for Chatwood is to get beyond the oh my God, here we go again after that initial walk. You see the pitch breakdown for Tyler. Fastball 64% of the time. Slider, curve, and change. Some starts where he hasn't thrown his curveball much, and just the action on that pitch. Probably the best of his secondary pitches. Likes to sink the fastball. When he's on, he'll get a lot of ground balls.
Good lead at first by Nimmo. And Cabrera fouls away.
He has a very quick delivery. He's got a short, quick arm stroke. Everything kind of moves fast. And if things aren't synced up just right, that arm will drag, and that he'll get into that pattern where ball just starts sailing up and away on him. Trying to stay balanced over the rubber just a little bit longer, perhaps.
This is an interesting matchup in that both guys arguably had their worst starts against the opponent tonight, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, they've thrown pretty well against their opponent, but they've each had disastrous starts.
And in both cases, it was the last time they faced him. And that was in Colorado. He gave up 8 runs in 5 1/3. And Wheeler could not get out of the second against the Cubs here last June 13th.
Tyler overall 3-2 with a .429 against the Mets. He's made 7 starts against them. In this ballpark, he's 2-1 with a .260. This is his 5th start at Citi Field.
Miller takes off, and Cabrera bounces it foul.
Mickey Callaway starting his base runner there, knowing that Chatwood's a ground ball pitcher. Cabrera's a good contact man, so you can trust him to put the ball in play.
No score, bottom 1. Changeup misses outside. Seven times in his first 10 starts, he's walked at least 5 batters.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to pair him with Jimenez tonight, too. Just give him a little different look. Chris caught Mike Montgomery's start the other night and worked very well together.
It was a shutout, a combined shutout in Pittsburgh. Nimmo runs, the pitch is high, the throw in time. That's big.
And that's the downside when you run and you got a guy in the mound who has a hard time throwing strikes. This is not a pitch out, but it's served as one. As he misses up and away. And we'll see if the Mets decide to challenge us or not.
Challenge coming.
But you know, when you run against a guy, especially early in the game before he's established some level of command out there, you put a guy in motion, you run the risk of giving a cheap out to a struggling pitcher.
3-2 base hit. So Cabrera replaces Nimmo at first. And it brings up Conforto. There's Mickey Callaway, first-year manager here in New York. They got off to an 11-1 start. But they are 16-26 since.
Won just 3 of their last 11. They've had a number of games in this stretch where they've scored plenty of runs, but they haven't pitched. When they pitch well, they don't score. It's kind of one of those funks.
Conforto playing center. A hit and a walk and 3 official at bats last night.
Seven of the 9 will bat from the left side against Tyler here tonight. Batters hitting 270 against some righties, just 195.
Speaking of that, one of the reasons Lobaton was added to their roster, they want to get Kevin Plawecki, another one of their catchers and a right-handed hitter, a start at first base tomorrow night against the lefty Montgomery.
Conforto, a talented young hitter, commands the strike zone. A real pretty swing.
The other obvious disadvantage of the walks, and a lot of times this year Chatwood has been able to work around those walks, is just a really high pitch count. He has not even gotten out of the 3rd inning in his last 2 starts. Called strike 3.
You see the good running action he gets on his fastball. Stay back, make sure that arm gets on top a little bit, and stay on plan and keep the ball over the plate. And he doesn't, it's not like he has to pick away at corners because he throws hard, has good lively action and good movement on that pitch.
Devin Mesoraco. Strike one. Heading in the cleanup spot. Swing and a miss.
This is a cut fastball. He's trying to go down and away. It backs up on him, but see that a lot.
Here's his 0-2. Big crowd tonight. It's a Friday night. Got the jersey giveaway. 34 plus last night. We may be up in the upper 30s, close to 40,000.
Averaging 29 and change, 8th in the 15-team National League. But the weather's been bad. School's still in session. Their last year at Shea, they drew over 4 million people.
Another 0-2 hit on the ground. Fair ball. Deflecting off the glove of Bryant. Resting in front of the tarp. And Mesoraco caught up between first and second, but they'll be able to get back. And their second hit of the inning.
Cabrera's been bothered by a balky knee these last few years, so he's not going to be overly aggressive on the base paths.
So 2 on for Jay Bruce. Who combined last year to hit a career best 36 home runs. He's got 3 so far this season. I always worry a little bit about a guy like him, right? Because he hasn't homered in about 3 weeks. And he's a home run hitter, so it's just a matter of time.
Streaky, good at getting that low ball in the air. You can go up and in on him.
Slugging percentage way down. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Good spot. Year one of a 3-year, $39 million deal for Jay Bruce. Might have been a cutter. Mets currently have over $80 million worth of ball player on the disabled list.
See if Chatwood can put him away. I see 24 pitches already here in the first. Tyler's 28, 6 feet 185. Good athlete. Fields his position well. Can do a little damage with the bat. See a change-up grip on a 1-2, and it's outside.
That's one thing you have to do when you're throwing the changeup. You don't want to slow down your delivery. You don't want to slow down your thinking, and your arm's going to drag. Try to maintain the same tempo.
In the air out in the deep right center. And it is caught. Sliding grab by Almora right in front of his bullpen.
Was there ever a doubt?
No, not really. Kind of feel like if it stays in the park, he's going to run it down.
Sorry, Albert, but we're starting to take you for granted.
Mets lead 2-0 after an inning.
Its technology was engineered to see. With its standard pedestrian detection system and pre-collision system. While its cutting-edge styling was meant to be seen. Experience the 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $319 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Delivery should look like this. Crisp leaves of lettuce, freshly made dressing, clean food that looks this good. Eaten at your desk. Panera. Food as it should be. Now delivered.
Ending hunger is a team sport. My friends at Binny's Beverage Depot donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit. Here's a toast to ending hunger in Chicago. Binny's Beverage Depot, family owned since 1948.
Here's how Old Dominion puts together a winning performance. It takes precision, like how we're #1 in claims prevention. It takes hustle, like our over 99% on-time rate. And it takes consistently going the distance to earn our fans' loyalty. That's why we're #1 in customer satisfaction. Old Dominion, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
Wednesday on NBC Sports Chicago Plus, we're celebrating the biggest Cubs fans on Authentic Fan Night at Wrigley as the Cubs take on the Phillies. Coverage begins at 7, or you can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app.
High-speed action is powered by Xfinity. Like Bruce got it off the end of the bat, but still able to hit it about 375 feet and run down by Almora, who will lead off the second. And Albert loves hitting against this uniform. His last 11 games against Mets pitching, hitting .536. So he stands in against Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, that's his pitch right there. He decided to lay off it, but he likes to ambush that first pitch fastball, especially when it's up a little bit like that. I wouldn't mind a mulligan.
Weak ground ball to first. Gonzalez to the bag unassisted. That's why he's smiling. Now Javier Baez doubled, walked, scored a run in the opener. First unintentional walk since April 7th, covering 183 plate appearances.
Yeah, and he said the only reason why he walked is because the pitch almost hit him. So it might be another 183 before we see another unintentional walk for Javi.
Wheeler is from Dallas, Georgia, where he grew up a Braves fan. East Paulding High School. And as a senior, he went 9-0 with an ERA of half a run. He's a Baseball America first team high school All-American and the Gatorade Georgia Player of the Year. 99 for a strike. Wears 45, which is what his older brother Adam wore. Adam pitched in the Yankees system, but a torn labrum ended his career. Ball hit the dirt. Quick call made by Adrian Johnson. So instead of a foul tip, it's a foul ball.
And Wheeler thought he had an out. Mesoraco thought he caught it cleanly as well.
What?
Yeah, I think Mesoraco's right.
He caught it.
Yep. The glove kind of pancaked the dirt a little bit as he caught it, and that's what Adrian Johnson heard. And if you're an umpire, that's all you can do is call what you see and hear. I hit a double in the gap.
Nope, he gets him on the next pitch.
It's pretty free and easy, doesn't it? Cub fans, nobody tops your passion. Nothing beats the experience of Cubs baseball at Wrigley Field. Be a part of it all season long. Everybody in. The Cubs return home on Tuesday for the start of a 6-game homestand with the Phillies and then the Pirates. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com.
What is the protocol? I'm not exactly sure in terms of umpires. If one of the base umpires sees that that's in the glove, is he encouraged to speak up?
I don't think so. No, only if the home plate umpire, like if Callaway would come out and start arguing and say, "Can you get some help there?" And if Adrian Johnson was inclined to ask for help, then they might all gather together, and he might say, "Anybody see that differently?" I always wondered if they had little like secret signals to each other where, if I go to my ear, I'm letting you know I saw it, and if you want to ask me.
He's behind the catcher, so he's just going on sound. Yeah. And I'm just thinking if the second base umpire sees it clearly, why he wouldn't say, let's get together and at least hash it out. That's Chad Whitson out there tonight.
Normally that would be the home plate umpire would have to ask for help.
Ground ball towards center and a base hit. Addison Russell with a 2-out single.
Rosario, the shortstop, has outstanding range. Cabrera, the veteran second baseman, does not. He's got good hands and a good arm, but he does not have good range. That fellow there does. Third baseman's really good defensively as well.
Chris Jimenez 2 for 5 on Monday, and as we said earlier, caught a shutout. Well, maybe the next level of replay is that fifth umpire in a booth like ours. Well, we made the call quickly, right? And just radio down. Yeah, it was a foul tip. He's out. No arguments, no challenges.
Yeah, a little light. You have a little light possession arrow. Yep.
Gonzalez holds on Russell. And as you can see, Chris Jimenez really put together. 6'2", 230. Wheeler has the sign, and the 1-2 is in the dirt.
As Len mentioned, last time we saw Wheeler, and last June it was ugly. An inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 8 runs allowed, a couple of home runs. He walked 3. The 2 starts prior to that were way back in 2014, and they were both good. So obviously a different Cub team, and maybe a little bit different Zach Wheeler too. Again, that's the 1 year where he was healthy all year.
Skip to the second baseman, Cabrera. And that's starting pitchers now at 15 consecutive scoreless innings. Check that, 14. Beautiful. Watching the sunset over Manhattan.
Get ready to start saving during Menard's Race to Savings sale. Keep your valuables secure and protected with Stack On. This personal safe has a biometric lock to program up to 32 fingerprints. It's only $99. Get hot water quickly with Richmond water heaters. This 50-gallon hybrid electric water heater is the most energy-efficient unit in the industry. Now only $1,099. Find great deals during Menard's Race to Savings sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Take heed. Taco Bell's Naked Chicken Chalupa Menace is back, along with a spicy new wilder version, a.k.a. the Hot Daddy-O, a.k.a. the Flaming Phoenix, a.k.a. the Spicy Chicky Choop Choop. At least, that's what the youths call them.
I have literally never said Spicy Chicky Choop Choop before.
You just did, Jerry. You just did. So when it comes to Taco Bell's mild or wild naked chicken chalupas, heed my advice and say no to spice.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
Ah, spring. Time to apply your weed and feed. Unfortunately, yours doesn't kill crabgrass.
What?
Try new Bio-Advanced all-in-one weed and feed. It kills lawn weeds like dandelion and clover, plus kills crabgrass all in one step. It also has proprietary microfeed action, which creates a more nutritious, resilient root zone.
Boom! Take that, crabgrass.
New all-in-one weed and feed from Bio-Advanced science-based solutions. Get more from the blue bag.
I'm very sorry.
And we're gonna get his phone, out of you.
The important thing is that we're gonna make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold heavy cream.
Snickers satisfies.
Time for our cricket smile. Michael Conforto Jersey Night. You could say it's New Jersey Night.
You could say that, yes.
New York. Adrian Gonzalez takes ball one, bottom two. 317 career homers. He's knocked in 1,200 runs. Career .288 average.
317 home runs, good for 8th among active players. Started way back in 2004 with the Texas Rangers.
Chatwood walked the leadoff man and Nimmo in the first. And he's going 3-0 on Gonzalez here in the second. And Gonzalez is at his best in terms of slugging. And a lot of power to left center.
Yeah, the kind of guy with his resume you normally would let, maybe even encourage to swing on 3-0, but with Chatwood's control issues, you can see he was taking all the way there.
He was traded from LA to Atlanta in December. 2 days later, cut loose by the Braves, and then 1 month after that, hooked down with the Mets.
In the last year of a deal, pays him $20+ million, I believe, this year. The Mets are paying him the major league minimum, though. A low-risk deal for them.
In the right field grass, Baez makes the play.
Folks, the 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Cubs are represented on this year's squad by voting at Cubs.com/vote. And you can catch all the excitement of the 89th Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 17th.
Luis Guillorme, no batting gloves. Takes low. We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching the Cubs game tonight on NBC Sports Chicago Plus on Interstate Communications in Warren and Madison County, Iowa. One ball, one strike.
Good hook.
Guillorme, born in Caracas, Venezuela. His family moved to Florida when he was a teenager. And the Mets drafted him out of Coral Springs, Florida in the 10th round, 2013. Originally a shortstop. That ball will roll foul.
Tyler looked like he was playing soccer there, the way he kicked that ball away. Throw in for the Mets. He played a little soccer. He looks like a soccer player.
Yeah, he's got a soccer player's build.
One of those guys that can run all day.
Past the pitcher, scooped by Bryant, off balance throw in time.
KB, if he's getting around the Big Apple, doing any photo shoots or anything, he said no. Hotel room, ballpark, hotel room. And Jessica's taking advantage of us and going to some shows.
Tough to do a whole lot this weekend with all the night games. But I am told this is a city that doesn't ever sleep.
I know you came up with that the other day. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I'm going to go a city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
That's a little easier to say.
Yeah.
Can you put that on a t-shirt?
Yep.
Okay.
Run with it.
Mets go 1-2-3. Scoreless after 2. From Gotham.
Every time a customer walks through the door, we promise to take care of the car. There's no shortcuts in life. If you're going to do something, do it right the first time.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Aiken with Cubs superstar Javi Baez.
Making it look easy on the field takes a hard work. If you need legal help, call Howard.
It's hard to make law as exciting as Javi makes playing second base, but if you need help with an injury case, call me.
312-6
At King's Hawaiian Foods, we believe that when great food and laughs are shared with others, life's just more fun. And who better to share it with than those closest to us, our neighbors. So, pull the grill out front, America. Be sure to have plenty of King's Hawaiian buns and barbecue sauce on hand. And let's make this the summer of the block party. King's Hawaiian Foods. Next time you're grilling, try our delicious King's Hawaiian barbecue sauces, crafted with the irresistible flavors of the islands.
As you enjoy Cold Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. And we didn't last night, but a lot of times we'll take the train back to our team hotel, and typically we run into a lot of Cub fans. Some who are in for the weekend, others who transplants who live in New York but still root for the Cubs. Tyler Chatwood with a nice 1-2-3 second inning. Will bat here in the third. 3 for 12 with a couple of RBIs. Actually, both these guys can hit.
Yep. Both 28 years of age. They've both had significant injury issues. Both have plus stuff. And both swing it.
Zobrist and Hayward to follow. for the out.
Join NBC Sports Chicago Wednesday at Wrigley for our next Cubs Authentic Fan Night. Watch the Cubs take on the Phillies. Visit the Authentic Fan booth inside the Gallagher Way gate and grab a free fanny pack while supplies last. Clayton Kershaw back to the disabled list.
How about that?
Back issues. Yeah. Expect him to be out a month.
Zach Davies, Brewers right-hander, has gone to the DL for the second time this year with the right rotator cuff issue. 523 through 8 starts. Brewers are in Chicago this weekend playing the White Sox.
You see some of these teams get the trading season off to a sooner start than we anticipated.
Maybe. Good changeup.
Hits it hard, 91 miles per hour. Change or split, he has both. See where he starts with the split grip each time.
Smacked into center. Zobrist continues his nice work. He's been on both times tonight.
Yeah, boy, he's seeing it well. Just the way he took his walk last time. Laying off a couple chase pitches. Gets one to his liking. Lashes it to center. He's having some fun. Feeling good, playing good.
Hayward made it out on the first pitch we saw in the opening inning.
Zobrist and Almora both, when leading off, have on base percentages up in the 370 range. So if you've got a leadoff guy who's carrying a 350 on base percentage, you're feeling pretty good about things.
Off the inside again. Good pitching matchup in Atlanta tonight. Steven Strasburg and Mike Foltynewicz.
To the harder throwers in the game.
They're scoreless in the bottom of the first. The Braves won last night, so they're a half game ahead of the Nationals and one up on the Phillies starting play tonight.
Anxious. Wheeler thought so as well. Wheeler's kind of split neutral. Lefty's batting .273 against him. Righty's .274. On base and slugging numbers against him kind of similar from both sides of the plate.
Not hit hard enough for 2. And Cabrera will get the out at first. Time now for our Rocket Mortgage breakdown. This is Mets career win leaders. Tom Seaver, a Hall of Famer with 198. And really good names on that list. Our buddy Ron Darling right next door in the Mets TV booth.
Jerry Koosman, maybe one of the most underrated pitchers of his generation. He was really something.
Let's see if Bryant can give the Cubs the lead.
And Sid Fernandez has one of the lowest batting averages against all time. There's Ron Darling over there in the Met booth with Keith Hernandez and Gary Cohen. It's a pretty good hair booth over there. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meatloaf.
I'm telling Gary.
I might be counting Gary as one of the good ones.
Mets exist because the Giants and Dodgers both left. They had 2 National League teams.
Yeah, this is the anniversary of their start out on the West Coast.
So they left after the 57 season. That started up in 1962, and their home ballpark was the Polo Grounds for the first 2 seasons. One of the big stories in Mets history was no-hitters. Well, it was 6 years ago today. They got their first ever. Johan Santana against the Cardinals.
Yeah, a lot of near misses, especially with Seaver. Seaver lost one with 2 outs in the 9th, I believe. Lost one to the Cubs late. Jimmy Qualls broke one up. And then they had another one against San Diego he lost late. Siva.
Bryant draws the walk. His second reach.
Now Wheeler with that lively fastball, if he could just polish up his secondary stuff, would really be something. And it's been frustrating for the Mets to watch him because there's been stretches where he's been really good, you know, from one game to the next or even within a game. This happens to all pitchers, but when you see a guy with his stuff clipping along for 3 or 4 innings, you know, tendency is to sit back and go, okay, he's in command, we're going to be good. Short night for the bullpen, and then things will just unravel on him.
Outside to Rizzo.
It seems like he has a tendency to drift a little bit down the mound. And that ball will start to leak.
Fouled away. I like this Mets franchise note. The Mets all-time leader in games played.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah, he was here last night addressing a bunch of fans out in the
Ed Kranepool.
behind us.
He was not a great player, but he played 1,853 career games. 18 seasons as a Met.
Yeah, he started as a kid. He's from this area, too. He's a New York guy.
3 Mets in the area, and it's caught by Rosario, and the Cubs have stranded runners in each of the first 3 innings against Wheeler.
Checking 2 bags? That'll be $0 extra. Want to change your flight? $0 for that. Live TV? Tack on $0. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Book yours at southwest.com.
Providing the fuel to take you there, no matter where there is. Top-tier quality fuels from Valero keep your engine running cleaner, better, and longer.
Better ingredients, better pizza isn't just a slogan at Papa John's. It's a job. So you get a better pizza.
Get any pan pizza and a 2-liter for only $12. Use promo code ChicagoPan at papajohns.com.
Papa John's.
Growing up, I didn't have anyone who looked like me. That's why I started my blog, to inspire people to be themselves. The Surface laptop has already made me more productive. I'm creating mood boards, I'm editing content, or I'm running around New York with a huge bouquet of balloons. So having a light laptop, it's a game changer. Plus, the battery life on the Surface lives forever. My blog is sometimes about fashion, sometimes about sprinkles. It's usually always about color. Find what makes you different, because that sets you apart from everyone else.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote. and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Bottom 3. Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop, hitting 9th. .318 over his last 13 games. Real slick fielder at short. Yeah, it's always tricky, right? With a guy who's got a lot of things going on with his delivery, it creates deception. So you don't want to lose any of that, but you also don't want that to cause wildness. So it's always a fine line.
Yeah, and and as a pitching coach, you walk a fine line too, between putting too much between the ears of a struggling pitcher. There's the mechanical part of it, but there's the mental part of it as well when you're going through what Tyler is. And you just hope he can get into a rhythm and just pitch and not have to think about it anymore. Last inning was outstanding, 3 ground ball outs. Fell behind Gonzalez 3-0, came back and got him. He walked Nimmo to lead off the first inning. So coming out of the dugout, he's had a hard time finding the zone. He goosed that one a little bit. Tried to cut her, but he didn't finish it. It's kind of like a putter with the yips when you kind of don't take it back all the way. He decides to throw the cutter, and I think that's a good decision to change up, what you're throwing there, just to change the feel of the delivery a little bit. But it looked to me like he just kind of goosed it a little bit, didn't really finish the pitch. Thrown without conviction.
A strike called, throw to first, runner back. He walked Nimmo, who was then caught stealing by Jimenez.
Nimmo's not buying it, but it looked like it caught the inside corner.
Hit deep to left. Zobrist back on it, and it's gone. Brandon Nimmo with his second home run of the series. And the Mets have their first lead of the set. Irony, huh? He goes 0-2 and gets hurt.
Yeah, and this is kind of the story for Tyler this year. He's gotten away with a lot of the walks because he hasn't made a lot of mistakes in the zone. He has such good movement. He doesn't give up much slugging at all. That's just the 3rd home run he's allowed this year. But when you lack command, you're just as likely to make a mistake in the zone as you are as to miss the zone.
So 2-zip Mets. Chatwood working now exclusively from the stretch. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, that might help simplify things. Fewer moving parts. Change up grip again.
So Nimmo, with 7 home runs, he had 6 combined with 295 career plate appearances going into this season. And now has 7 and 146. That is deep. Almora up against the wall, makes the grab to get Cabrera.
This yard not as big as it was when it was first built, but still pretty big out there to straightaway center field.
Michael Conforto. Sinker strike. Good changeup. Might have been his best changeup tonight.
Is making a point of calling a lot of changeups because I think the mental part of trying to execute the changeup will help the release point with the fastball.
Cubs hit the 1/3 mark tonight, game 54. So you don't have to be great at math to figure out their pace. They're 30-23, so they're on a 90-win plus pace in 53 games. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Saturday, June 9th, Cubs Pirates, first pitch 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs cooling towel presented by Ideal Industries Incorporated. Tickets still available at Cubs.com.
Mesoraco singled in the first inning. Takes one right down the middle. Just getting started. Brewers and White Sox tonight. Chase Anderson goes for Milwaukee. Hector Santiago for the White Sox. Wild game in St. Louis last night. 5-run ninth for the Cardinals. Felipe Vasquez. Jairo Munoz hit a game-ending 3-run homer for St. Louis. We're back at it tonight. We'll get started in a few minutes.
I believe they scored all those runs without an out, didn't they?
Jamison Tyone and Miles Michaelis. I think you might be right. Yep. All happened with nobody out. Ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. Mets strike first. Nimmo with his second homer of the series. It's 2-0 after 3.
If tires could talk. What would yours say?
It took guts to start my business, but as it grew bigger and bigger, it took a whole lot more. And that's why I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With it, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. Everything. What's in your wallet?
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Stuffed crust to be hot rookie sensation from Pizza Ranch. Amazing in the stretch, and it's got a meeting right out of their hands. You can kiss that crust goodbye. Pizza Ranch for the win.
January 21st is Squirrel Appreciation Day, an entire day dedicated to squirrels. That's nuts. At AARP, we think you deserve your own day. Yeah, you. After all, you're the one working and saving for the future, so let AARP help, from planning and budgeting to getting a deal on your next trip. AARP is here to help you stretch your dollar further. Our furry friends will have their day, but today is all yours. Take on today and every day with AARP.
We got to go down on the field. We went up with Glenn and JD and just so kind and welcoming.
take lots of good pictures. We just got to do a tour of the NBC Sports truck, and everyone there just welcomed us. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Sunday, catch an all-new episode of Beer Money presented by Coors Light, Chicago's favorite sports trivia show where fans are put to the test for a chance to take home cash. Play along Sunday at 7 on NBC Sports Chicago.
Two 2-0 New York. Cubs have had base runners in every inning against Wheeler. And wheels and fires, ball 1 to Almora. Got to get into their bullpen. That has been a weak spot for the Mets, particularly lately. Sharply hit, backhanded. Rosario, the throw is past Gonzalez. It's a hit for Almora.
Pretty glove work by Rosario. Just couldn't finish the play, and Gonzalez not able to bail him out. Sharply hit. A little bit off balance as he set his feet to make the throw.
Javi fanned in the second inning. .95 and a strike. Mike Montgomery makes his second consecutive start tomorrow evening, and the National League ERA leader will oppose him. Jacob deGrom, 4-0 with a 152. It's a foul ball.
Oh, he's getting frustrated. He might lead the league in this. Throwing that ball down off his foot. Like once a night at least.
That's tomorrow night. John Lester will go on Sunday. Still no official word on Steven Matz. He is still listed in their game notes, but left his last start with a finger issue. Fouled away.
The book on Javi, and we're seeing a lot of guys go away from the book here lately, and Wheeler's certainly capable of doing that. If he's thinking strikeout, he can go to that riding fastball up. But most right-handed pitchers are going to take a shot or two with the breaking ball down and away. That's what Almora will be keying on over there at first base.
Well, he got him.
And you should always, as a base runner, anticipate a ball in the dirt, a ball getting away. But certain counts, certain hitters, you can almost guess with the pitcher what they're going to throw. And two-strike right-handed pitcher, quite often you're going to see that chase breaking ball.
Russell 1 for 1 tonight. June 1st, a couple of happy birthdays to the former Cubs. Randy Hundley, happy 76th. Big Z, Carlos Zambrano, 37 years old. The major league player born on June 1st with the most big league service time
is Big Z.
Derek Lowe.
Oh, he was a good one.
Turning 45 today. 17 seasons in the majors. I shouldn't say most service time, most seasons. It's different. Runner was on the move and Russell tapped it foul. The service time you add the days in the big leagues, right? But when we count seasons, typically we'll count partial seasons.
Parts of seasons, yeah. So
right.
Played,
so 17 seasons for Lowe, but he only made 9 relief appearances in his final year, 2013. That's a fair ball. Throw to second. They get one on the bounce toss by Guillorme. Fielder's choice for Russell.
It's pretty slick down there, though. On Wednesday, June 6th, Cubs-Phillies, first pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Wrigley Field scoreboard clock presented by Wintrust. Tickets still available. Get yours at Cubs.com.
What was your final tally in terms of service time, years and days? Do you?
It's just under 9 years, I think.
Okay. Outside corner to Jimenez. Right, so you pitched parts of 12 seasons in the majors.
Yeah, some of those parts were really little.
First couple and the last one, but a lot in the middle.
That's the way it normally goes.
Yes, it does. We told a couple of great Yogi stories in Joe's office today.
Yeah, how did we get onto that?
Pitcher was trying to bunt, and you walked him?
Oh, it was because you were looking at that Super 70s thing.
Yeah,
the
Tucson
Toros uniforms. We need to find that. People take a look at that.
So what happened? So what did Yogi say to you?
Mike Fishland was playing for Cleveland, and Mike wasn't much of a hitter, and he was up there trying to bunt. It was my second big league start. And there was a couple guys on, and he was trying to bunt, and I ended up walking him. And so Yogi comes out, and he just puts his hand out, and he goes, "Everybody in the ballpark knew he was trying to bunt." And I just gave him the ball and walked off. And a couple of years later, he was a coach on the Astros when I was down there, and I was having a pretty good rookie year. And he came up to me one day and goes, "You never done that for me." And well, 2 starts. Wasn't a real big body of work we had together.
Jimenez pops it up. Here's second. And it's Cabrera.
You never done that for me. Never done that for me, kid. Sorry, yo.
Wow. Who is that guy?
Here is the casting information.
Can you dim the living room lights?
Dimming the living room lights.
Dad, I'm getting hungry.
Okay. Can you find me a nearby Greek restaurant?
I found a few Greek restaurants.
Listen, think, answer.
OLED now meets AI. LG OLED TV.
This could work.
We're taking you home now, sir.
Are you a search and rescue?
No, I'm with the resort.
What?
Will that be all, ma'am?
Yeah, that's it.
One scratch on a Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Illinois Lottery could be worth $500,000, plus a second chance at up to $1 billion. Play today.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Join T-Mobile in showing appreciation for all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Back here at Citi Field, it's 2-0 Mets. And a Brandon Nimmo third inning home run. Big crowd tonight. Bruce, Gonzalez, and Guillorme against Chatwood. Swing and a miss. He doesn't really throw anything straight, does he?
No, every now and then a fastball will straighten out, but he has great natural movement.
That one got away from him.
Yeah, that's the one you got to rein in, because sometimes when you see one of those, there's a few more coming. So take a deep breath. Remind yourself to stay back. See how he kind of curls his arm when he takes it? There's a lot going on there. I hope is to try to clean that up.
If you glued Bruce's top hand to his bat, could he hit?
No chance.
No chance. He's got to do that little pre-pitch thing. So one away now, Gonzalez.
Got beat by that fastball.
Nice work by Jose Quintana in game 1, 6 scoreless innings. As he notched his 6th win. Gonzalez, a former first overall pick, 2000 draft by the Florida Marlins. Never did play for them. Got traded to Texas before he made his big league debut.
In the San Diego area. The draft is Monday, right?
It is. Two and two. Gonzalez limited to 71 games with the Dodgers last year due to the first 2 DL stints of his career, right elbow and back injury. Can be pretty unkind to aging players. I think more so now than ever. We talked recently about velocity and being able to hit it, and if you can't, you're not going to last.
Yeah, and with all the data that's available now too, it's kind of hard to hide those deficiencies in your game.
He hit it right to the shortstop, the only guy over on that side of the infield.
Check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer for your next client, corporate, or family function. Like an all-inclusive suite experience, daily suite rentals are still available for select games throughout the season. For details, visit Cubs.com/premier. Yeah, so if you want to know what a guy's hitting on fastballs over 94 miles per hour, you can find that out. And if the guy's hitting 0.97 against it, guess what? He's going to see a whole bunch of fastballs. And there's more and more guys in the game who are throwing 95 plus. Way back in the day, way back in the history of this fine game, a fellow by the name of Amos Russi, I believe, Call him the Indianapolis Thunderbolt or something like that. But he was an extreme hard thrower, and this was before they had the ability to measure velocity. It was the last significant rule change. They actually moved the mound back.
Interesting.
In part because of him.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, pitched between 1889 and 1901.
That's only like
with the
60
Giants.
feet 6 inches.
Yep. 2-0 Mets after 4.
When you combine Weiss beer with refreshing natural lemonade flavor, you get Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. It's the perfect balance. It's the taste of summer. Leinenkugel's, welcome to the Liney side.
Big has always been.
Who likes tiny ribs?
Holy cow, it's a big ribs. Nah, that's a rib. Very meaty. Why have tiny when you have big?
Friday's full rack of big ribs, $12.99. Get them here or get them to go.
A little less conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark, a little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Don't procrastinate, don't articulate, girl, it's getting late. You just sit and wait around. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Free installation?
That's right, free installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Now that's hot.
It's Feldco's hottest sale of the year. Free installation.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
You can follow and should our Cubs insiders on NBCSportsChicago.com, presented by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Jay Bruce is out. Jose Bautista comes into play left. Brandon Nimmo will move over to right. Not sure why.
Bruce must tweak something.
Some sort of injury.